How many of you guys think of fine Mexican food when you think of On the Border? If you don't know, it is a chain restaurant. There aren't that many left around here, but this is on the other side of Chile, so I'm taking a risk today. I have never eaten in this place in my life. I've only had it once, and I was in my car last year. I've been meaning to come to this place, and I keep having to run to this damn mall to get different things. So I said, you know what? Today, we are going to try On the Border, see if it's any good. I don't know what to expect on the inside. This should be fun. Let's go inside and see what it's hitting on. This is one of the menus. I have no idea what the hell I'm ordering because I haven't been here that much, but I figured we'd do what we always do. We'll do a appetizer. We'll do am I getting a drink? Yeah, that's what we do, right? But since this is here, we got the chips and salsa. These are warm, which is a good thing. And then we got some salsa. Let's see what we got. That's actually spicy. You know I like my spicy stuff. This has some heat to it. Like, I'm actually surprised. And with the warm chips, I'll say this. If you one of them people that like that happy hour margarita type of vibe, those work with this. Like, I'm not gonna say like it was the greatest chips and salsa you ever had, but if you're doing like that margarita, I know a lot of y'all do the happy hours and stuff, which this is a vibe. You gotta think about niches when you go to a restaurant. And for this niche, this is like a solid 8. Wasn't expecting that. I'm glad they made it actually spicy, because this making me want a margarita, which I'm gonna get. So that's a W. I figured being at a restaurant like this, you're gonna want to get. Let's try that again. I figured being at a restaurant like this, you're gonna want a margarita. So I got their 1800 margarita, which is very self-explanatory, but it's a margarita made with 1800 tequila, and it costs $11.99. She took my menu, so I'm pretty sure that's what it costs, but I'll do an overlay. But apparently, you can add an additional shot for $1. That's very happy hour-esque. It's a great idea, but not for me. I don't even think I'm gonna touch that, to be honest, but you never know. No, I'm not taking a shot of tequila on the camera. Y'all are weird. Here's a margarita. As a person who's drunk a lot of margaritas in their life, scale of 1 to 10, it's probably like a 6. But it's pretty much what you would get. It's self-explanatory. Is this definitely a happy hour type of drink? Yeah. I don't know if you guys do the salt. I don't do lime in this if I was doing this either. Straight up. Like a boss. Solid. Again, this to me already just seems like the ultimate, if you're one of them like happy hour, you know, chips and salsa, share with the friends type of thing. This combo, you could probably just sit here and chill the whole time. And that's good. For that use case, again, I'm giving this an 8. Solid. I have nothing wrong with this for what it's supposed to be. I feel like just walking in here and feeling the atmosphere and seeing what people are doing, it's pretty much what the use case is. Okay, so I got 2 different appetizers. I wanted to try the guac. I figured, why would you come to a restaurant like this and not get the guac at all? So they have different ways you can order it, but I did the guac. We can't talk today, man. I know by the time that you hear this, after the audio has been done in post-production, you won't know it, but sometimes it gets distracting with the, it's okay. Absolutely. But the music is like kind of loud, and sometimes like the music becomes distracting when you're talking. So you lose your train of thought like mid-sentence, and I'm getting used to it, but sometimes I do stumble over my words or say the wrong things because of it. Guac and queso, $13 this costs. You can get the guac by itself, fresh or live. In other words, for like $13. You can also do it just as is. I think that only costs like $8 or $9, but you get it the live one. They come make it at your table. I didn't do that. And then the queso, there's a whole bunch of different kinds, but I already got one sticking in here, so let's try this guac out. I have never had their guac before. It's a very guac. Like, I'm gonna try to get in here a little bit and give them benefit of the doubt. This is definitely your creamier variety. I feel like it needs a little bit more to pop. It's more lime. A little more like of the red onion and stuff, and it just doesn't have that. I also feel like I've been spoiled because I've had 2 of the better ones recently. And I keep saying this, the one at Rosa Mexicana was like crazy good. That does help. And believe it or not, the one at California Pizza Kitchen was like really good, different, but also really good. Whereas this is just like your slightly above average happy hour guac. Like, I wouldn't be mad if I got it, but I wouldn't come here saying, oh my goodness, you have to try the guac. Also, you can get the fresher version, which might be a little bit better than this, but I didn't get that. So let's go over to this queso, see what we got here. So I just dripped on my damn table, of course. They're gonna laugh when I say this. I feel like, hold up. You ever have the Rotel dip? Tastes just like the Rotel dip, but without the beef. People make that dip where they use Rotel and like the Velveeta, and they put like the ground beef in it. Thank you. And legit, it tastes exactly like that. I like that. So I'm not mad at it. But it's very what I would think when I came here to get something like that. I just want to see something real quick with the guac. If I go into salsa, the salsa has more flavor than damn near anything. That just needs more. The guac, I'm gonna give it a 6. The queso, I'm personally gonna give this a 7.5. But please, if you don't like rotel dip or you want like authentic queso fundido or something, that's not it. This is like, I like it though. I'm not gonna lie. So this is my second appetizer. I just was very interested in this one. It sounded different, so why the hell not? These are their firecracker stuffed jalapenos. So they're 4 handmade tempura fried jalapenos filled with mixed cheese and chicken, served with ranch dressing. So yeah, you can see the tempura breading on this. Interesting. I feel like this is gonna be hot as hell. Let's go in for, I think this is ranch. It's about as mid gets. Respectfully. Like, it's not bad. Again, I just have to, mid to me is not bad. It's just average. So the best part about it is the fried jalapeno part. The interior, there's a little bit of cheese and some chicken. It doesn't really add anything, which is weird. Normally when you have like a stuffed pepper, jalapeno popper, the inside is like the best part. And I keep saying the tempura fry part is the best part. I also think that they missed the boat by dipping these in ranch. I feel like you shouldn't dip these in ranch. It should be something else. I'm dipping these in queso, bro. I'm doing something else. I'm right in for this damn. But I will say this. It is real chicken on the inside. You can't say that about every place like this. Sometimes you get that like fake Tyson chicken. This is real shredded chicken. And it's cool. These are okay. Again, I just keep going back to the same thing. Like, if you put these out in front of me and I had a couple of these happy hour things right here, I wouldn't be mad. They're okay. I did the ranch. Give me just a little extra. I'll eat them. $10 for 4. I wouldn't get them again though. Definitely ain't worth that. But you're very average. Sometimes you're okay with average. I'm giving them a 5 out of 10. So I still have my margarita, right? But you know, I told y'all like I'd just be sipping on this. I'm not person that's like trying to pound drinks here. So I asked for water because I never got a drink. She was like, "Is the jalapeno too spicy?" I'm gonna feel like eating all of them just because of that. They're still sitting over there though, but I wonder if people come here and say it was spicy. I guess I didn't address the spice level, which is why I turned the camera back on. They're still jalapeno spicy. They didn't take out all the stems and seeds and everything. So if you can handle that, get that. I didn't say that because I don't feel like you would order a stuffed jalapeno and not expecting spiciness to it. But I will say this, the salsa and the jalapeno, they're actually spicy. Not like I'm gonna start sweating spicy, but way more than suburban spicy. And I didn't expect that. So shout out to them for that, for real. Also wanted to address this. I know there's probably gonna be questions about the glasses. If you noticed in my B-dubs video, I was wearing sunglasses. And then if you watch my second channel, I had on sunglasses when I was inside of an Aldi and I had to take them off. So I ended up going to Lens Crafters, which is why I'm here today, to switch the glasses. I'm wearing transitions, so I never took my glasses off. I had sunglasses on this whole time. I forgot that I had them on this whole video, but it's cool because I'm getting some POV shots of everything. But these are actually the Meta Ray-Bans, but I switched to the transition lenses, so the sunglasses are gone. I forgot I had them on. They're pretty comfortable. They are kind of expensive, but I figure if you're going to make content, you might as well have different things to vlog with, and that's why I did it. So I call myself being adventurous and getting something new that's on the menu. So I got the carne asada, and this is what came out. I should have got something else. I'm not gonna much lie to you. This just doesn't like look very appetizing for what I cost. Now I'm gonna say the price. Y'all gonna get mad. You know how we do things here. So this cost $22.99. I'm not. It looked crazier in the plate than it did when it came out. I'll put it that way. But this is a half pound of their new mesquite fire grilled premium outside skirt steak, and they served it with seasoned butter. Is that what's not melted on the top? Grilled jalapeno, sauteed vegetables, and Mexican rice. Let's just dig on in. Here's the skirt steak. Fire roasted jalapeno. Let's try that again. The jalapeno actually helps. There's a ton of this butter on here. You would think they'd like melt it, but it's not. It's kind of just there. Let's try this Mexican rice. I ain't get no spoon. There's a spoon in the queso. The rice has that same melted butter on there, which actually makes it pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. I need a spoon, bro. I don't care if I get a little queso on it. Rice and cheese is not a bad thing. The rice is actually not bad. The steak, definitely not $22 good. But because it's covered in so much of that seasoned butter, which it is seasoned, seems like mainly salt, but also some sort of other spice point. I would expect something that tastes a little more Mexican, but it more tastes like a garlic butter, which isn't bad. It's like a steak and garlic butter, but there's also some sauteed vegetables. It looks mainly like some red onion, zucchini, and some squash. I've never had nothing like this at a, I mean, I don't know. That same butter, salt, and pepper is on that. My biggest thing with this is, to be perfectly honest, I don't know how the hell this little ass plate is $22. Like, you do get. Yep, thank you. If y'all know my running joke, I always say this. It's always when I choose something that, like, I don't see them and I'm like, so I be trying to swallow my food real quick. The best part is the rice. But yeah, it is a. I'm gonna put some guac in here since I got it and do the steak with that. I would not get this. I still think your bang for your buck is there when they have other things in the menu like the gran papi and their samplers and all that other stuff, or like fajitas. Tortillas would go well with this. The steak is a little bit on the chewy side. Skirt steak, notoriously, you got to really do it right for it to hit. But if you mix the jalapenos and everything else in here, like I'm being 100% honest when I say this. I'm not trying to be one of those people like, oh, this is trash, and I don't like doing that. This is not inedibly bad. It's not even bad. It's just all I keep thinking is I paid $23 for this. Like I'm almost out of rice already. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just crazy to me. But I'd rather just get a bunch of those appetizers than get this entree. Taking the price out, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. But it's definitely not worth $23. Like there's way better value things you can get at any chain for $23 in this. But jalapeno is definitely jalapenoing right now. And it's helping because it's roasted. So I never go anywhere without getting this tres leches cake. I feel like my memory has just been jogged though. I think I got this the last time I came here and got it in the car. And I called it uno leche because the first thing I noticed is there's no jugo. There's no, I'm saying jugo, I understand it's milk for y'all weirdos, but I'm just saying the juice because it's just slang, but there's no juice in this. There's no leche. There's no nothing. So it just looked like a piece of cake with caramel on it, but that's why we're here. Also, funny story. One of the servers walked up to me as they were handing me my cake and they were like, you sure you don't want to try any other dessert? I don't think this is going to be good. She said, try it. And so I got another dessert. Anyway, let's try the cake. I thought that was funny as hell. It was like a warning. Come on, man. This ain't This is the magnum opus of mid. How not to make it to this leche cake. As a piece of cake, though, it's not bad. But there's nothing tres, there's nothing leche. This is a piece of white cake with caramel on it. It's a nice piece of cake, though. But they ought to be ashamed of themselves for calling this tres leches. That's why she came out here. I knew it was something. You ever had tres leches from any place? There's stuff on the bottom. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like, I don't eat this. They should just serve this cake and call it white cake. And I would have nothing to say about it. As a piece of cake, 7.5. As a tres leches, can you go negative here? Let's wait for the churro, which I just was warned to get. Okay, so this was actually recommended, like I said. So these are the strawberry cheesecake. Also comes with this sauce, which I guess you can pour over the top, but we're going to dip it. I'm just going, you know me. I'm going to do the first bite. This is, don't get that, just uno leche, bro. This, don't get that. Get this is very good. It's stuffed to the brim with cheesecake. If this strawberry dippy dip is good, this is going to be fire. Even though I just got cheesecake on my finger. Oh, yeah. The dip, really, it's like a warm strawberry cheesecake. It's fantastic. She did recommend it. And she was right. The cheesecake is really creamy and soft, but still has that flavor to it. What could really make these better is if they actually use actual churro wrappers. That would make these almost like immaculate. It's missing that, but it's still crispy. So I don't mind it that much. This is dangerous. This is one of those things that you give me this with, I even eat this ice cream. So we don't need to do the whole rundown because I've been putting the prices on everything. I'm just going to give you a brief of what I think. Honestly, The appetizers were all half off because I came here during happy hour, which I really didn't know until I got here. Happy hour stuff, like, this is what it's supposed to be. And I can definitely see why people would come here for stuff like that. To be perfectly honest, I'm not going to whisper this, but I would stay away. Like, the entrees are really just where the disappointing part. But if you're here for like just some chips, some salsa, some queso, some margaritas, you know, maybe you want to do like the stuffed jalapenos or appetizers, this is a little dope spot to do that. Like, definitely more of like happy hour centric place. I wouldn't come here if I was looking for like some real carne asada though. I think it was overall not bad for what it's supposed to be. And I can see this being like a niche type of place that people want to come to for stuff like that. So I hope y'all enjoyed, man. Let me settle up this tab, make sure everything's good, and we'll be back tomorrow. More content, man. Hand signs. They made it to YouTube.